All right, so you need to learn how to do this exercise if we really want your shoulders to become pain-free. This movement, I should say. We have this concept that everything is always weak, but that's not necessarily true. If you go into your house and the lights don't turn on, it doesn't mean your house isn't broken. You just might want to check the fuse box. It's the same thing with a movement like this, because if we're sitting all day, typing at the desk, driving at the car, riding whatever all day long, and we're not activating our shoulders and muscles, it does not surprise me that they're hard to turn on. And just like the saying, if you don't use it, you lose it, it is the same with movement. However, to go on this analogy train here, when we got our driver's license, we learned how to drive through driver's ed. If you buy a gun, hopefully you learn how to shoot a gun. When you buy anything, you read the owner's manual. However, with our body, we always just kind of assumed we learned how to move. So if we are not able to do this motion and we have shoulder pain, I would argue before we take the medicine, before we go to the doctor, before we, I don't know, whatever, we need to understand how to use what we have, use it correctly, and then if the pain still persists, then we can say, all right, something is not correct. However, if you give your 12-year-old a car and he drives it into a wall, are you really going to be A, surprised, and B, mad at him? How would he not do that? He never has had driver's ed. So we've got to give you, if you will, this driver's ed also for your body. All right, the second exercise we're going to work on is going to be a very simple lat roll. The difference is instead of getting you in a position like this where your butt is up, all of your body weight is on here, and you're fighting in order to relax, I want you to, I call it, lie in the TV watching position. So it's kind of like you're watching TV. And from here, what I want you to do is you get two options. You can either hold your head because your neck might get tired, or you can do the deadhead position, which is when you set your head simply on your shoulder. It's not the best posture, but in this case, it's going to allow you to relax. So for now, it is okay. And actually, it's quite funny because when you switch to the other side, you can see what side of your neck is tighter. From here, I'm going to start rolling forwards and backwards, which maybe you can see in the other camera better, I'm not sure. But you can notice that my hips are staying on the ground, I'm breathing, and I'm relaxed. I'm able to talk, so it's not hurting me too much. If it is, that's okay. Everybody has to have a starting point. When I find that spot of tension, I'm going to stay over that area, and now, not lifting my hips in the air, I'm going to shift forward and backwards. As I feel that air release, I'm going to relax my head a little bit more. I'm going to move up. Now, the advantage of the deadhead position is I can use my hand to help either move me or relax some of the pressure, because I'm on a pretty hard ground here, and if the tension or the pain becomes too much, I can assist myself. So I can take some of it away by relaxing or decreasing my body weight, rolling into the foam roller. Or you can also, as some of my clients even start, do it on their bed, on a mattress, on a softer floor to release some of that tension so you're able to breathe and relax, because we don't want to fight the exercise too much or then it's counterintuitive. And as you see, I'm rolling again. I found a little bit of a different spot, and now I start rolling left and right. I've got to make sure I stay in the second camera too. I'm going to change my angle here a bit, and I'm going to go ahead and usually take 5 to 10 minutes and go all the way through the final position. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to roll this under my ribs, because what's going to happen is as you're going to roll here, you're going to notice that it might get a bit painful. If you have a longer foam roll, you're able to put your hand here and assist yourself, if you will, if you have to. Again, you can drop your head down, you can hold it here, but what I want you to understand is the muscle you're working here, which is called the serratus anterior, which I'm going to show you right there, is what is getting tight and is getting painful. So a lot of times people think this is the ribs that's bothering them, which could be. However, most likely it is your serratus anterior, which is a very important muscle when it comes to the stabilization and movement of your scapula, which is what we are talking about when it comes to your shoulder pain. All right, and the final exercise here is one of my favorite stretches, actually, because you can really do it anywhere. You don't need a table like this. You can do it standing up at a counter or a standing desk if you have one. Or what I like to do is do this on the side of a chair or a couch. And what you can realize is I'm in a tricep dip position. My fingers are forward, but I'm not pushing like I'm in a tricep dip exercise. I'm just relaxing, and I'm seeing if my chest is kind of broken, if I'm bent forward, or if I'm really able to kind of straighten the spine. And where I'm going to feel this is going to be right here in the serratus anterior possibly, but also in the front of the shoulder, which is the deltoid, if you would, which is this muscle here, or also the long head of the bicep, which is this muscle there, and it causes a lot of issues within our shoulder. So if we're lacking mobility, so let's say range of motion like this, if the mobility exercise that I previously showed you hurts, and you're not able to cleanly move through an efficient movement with your scapula, which was exercise number 1, I would be more surprised if your shoulder didn't hurt than if it actually does. So swipe up to learn more. I don't really know where this is going because I'm not sure how Facebook works, but somewhere there's going to be a link that tells you about the Unbreakable Body, how many people it's helped, and how you can move forward either with the free program or the massive discount that I'm going to be offering through the month of, I don't know, August, September, October, November, whenever this Corona topic ends, to get you guys pain free, and guys and girls pain free, because if you're stuck at the house, you may as well take care of yourself and get yourself healthy so when everything goes back to normal, you can get back to enjoying life.